Hello, and welcome to another video. I'm Juxtaposer, and normally our content is a little bit different, but since I kind of missed the dev stream on the 12th, the first Season 11 dev stream, for those who don't know, happened just this Saturday, and I missed it. I was away on a weekend with my family, which was very nice. But yeah, I kind of wanted to go over the notes. I wanted to hear some people's opinions. I seen some things on the Discord being posted. Some people threw me out some crazy stuff that I hear about, but I kind of want to go over the notes one by one, just to kind of like record like my first thoughts, the things that come to my head, the things that I think are like really nice to see for either mapping, bossing, whatever, maybe early game changes, and also get everybody else's opinions. So with that said, let me pull up the Reddit thread that they made. For people who don't know, I'll be linking this in the description if you want to go over it yourself. The VOD also is linked here from Senpai channel. So yeah, first thing that it says here is Lucion enabled for non-ladder and single player, which is awesome for us pluggy enjoyers, finally having access to Lucion. And also they added tier 0 will be added to Lucion. Now, I don't know if this means that they will add a difficulty that is necessarily lower for Lucion, or if maybe tier 1 will become the tier 0 and tier 2 will become the tier 1. I don't think they elaborated on this. I tried to look for any other information. It didn't seem to be the case. If so, if tier 0 is added and it is simply easier than tier 1, I have to imagine that also the chances to break the amulet will be higher as well in tier 0, which in my opinion makes it very likely that nobody will run this for anything outside of, like, you know, first kill of Lucion during the season, maybe. Just because of how important it is to use good amulets and to get that desecration. I feel like farming the materials for Lucion takes a long enough time that investing in the tier 0 will not be important. But for casual bossers, people who just want to get into boss, I think this is a great addition. I've been a huge fan of the Lucion addition to the game, and I think it helped a lot of new players to get into bossing, since it is a little bit easier than Declone and Rathma. So I honestly think this is great. This is really cool to see, and also of course it being added to single player is awesome for me, us, the people who enjoy SSFing or pluggy or whatever. And there is also a new unique map. This is actually crazy. I did have an idea for a new unique map in the past, but seeing this one was really interesting. So this one will be kind of like a puzzle box and puzzle piece map. So it says tentative mini boss drops a puzzle piece, so you're guaranteed a puzzle piece and a puzzle box from the main boss. It seems there will be like some sort of mini boss. You can see the design for this is absolutely gorgeous. They show it more during the stream, but just like, what an amazing design for this. Kind of reminds you of like Act 2 Palace area. I'm a big fan of this kind of design. Really cool in my opinion. And yeah, we'll see in the future like how this map actually plays out. What are the chances that it drops? I don't know what tier it will be as well. I don't know if that matters too much, but will be interesting to see. But yeah, really cool idea to add this. We'll kind of like have more guaranteed puzzle boxes for some people, so that's really nice. And I wonder what the prices this is gonna have on the next season. So that's always interesting to see. For other changes, Oblivion Knight's rework to have a % chance to cast a curse instead of always casting one on an uncursed player. Now, this basically means that now when you're stepping into a place with Oblivion Knights, they wouldn't just like immediately curse you. And from what I understand from the stream, I try to catch like the bit where they were talking about this. It looks like that if they don't hit you, or they don't they don't get you anywhere in the radar, then you're just not getting cursed, which is really nice. It's super cool. As somebody who really dislikes getting cursed, especially with the Crepify, then I'm a really big fan of this. Just so because it lowers the amount of times you're cursed, or like the overall time that you're being cursed. So that's pretty nice. Also, Oblivion Knight's life tap replaced with lower resist, so life tap generally was pretty useless. I think that's probably a good change. Obviously this hurts us, losing like 25 all res is pretty painful. And yeah, we'll just have to see how we adjust to this. I'm sure this will have effects both on like speed running and for like people running LOD, but also during maps that actually have Oblivion Knights. I assume this also applies to Void Knights, so maybe also relevant to Rathma. I assume this is, but I don't know, it says Oblivion Knights, so I'm assuming Void Knights are counted here. And over here, Oblivion Knights decrepify speed reduction from -50 to -30. Again, I from what I remember talking to Woogs, there were 2 decrepifies being cast by these guys, and one of them was like super strong, like -50, and the other one was -30. I'm pretty sure this is just to make it so both of them are the same. I could be incorrect about this. Feel free to correct me if this is wrong, but that was my understanding of what this change will mean, which if in case is true, then this will also be nice during the Rathma fight if Void Knights don't do that like insane slow. I could be wrong, this could be like not the case and this is not talking about this, and I'll have to look into this a little bit more to figure that out. Over here we have pre-buff skills, battle orders, battle commands, shout, cold enchant, fire enchant are not enabled in town. I love this. I think this will be funny watching Barb's bow in town. I wonder how much this will happen in actual pubs, because I feel like people like are gonna have like the wrong muscle memory to like gather around correctly, you know, they're like in town, so like people are already used to doing it in the maps, so I think they will probably stick to that for a while, but it'll be funny watching people scramble around for bows in town. So this is cute. I see like nothing wrong with this. I think that's like perfectly fine. So it's like I'm cool with this. I assume that like bow doesn't stay into boss fights, so that doesn't make any like important changes. It's just like nice to have, I think. Shapeshift persists through act transitions. This is something I've been mentally begging for 20 years. I'm so glad they put this in the game. Just as somebody who loves playing shapeshifters, re-shapeshifting and losing like move speed and things like that always kind of sucked. Especially as like werewolf, if you're charging your feral and you're going through portals or through like act transitions or something, it's pretty annoying. So I'm glad they changed that. Fallen Gardens boss will always drop a facet bypassing the one unique mechanic. For people who don't know, if you are running like Fallen Gardens, the boss is supposed to drop a facet, but if you already drop a facet of the same element, then the boss will just drop a rare jewel instead, because you can't drop the same unique twice. And Geed event will no longer fail to sell a unique. Oh, that is awesome. So you can no longer get like the double unique Geed scam, which he often pulls on me. So all this is like nice changes. Again, I didn't have a problem with it being the case. I was like kind of okay with it, but it can feel a little bit bad when Geed or Fallen Gardens just like don't give you something that you kind of like paid for. So a little bit sad. Over here we have a rework to Trang set, the awesome set for the Necro, 30 FCR, cast 30 FCR removed from 4 pieces. It's added to guys on 2-piece bonus. I think this kind of lets you do like a 2-piece with the helm. I don't know if this is like a huge change. Normally running the 3-piece is pretty common, but maybe like a 2-piece with the helm helps sometimes. Maybe it's just like in an early game it's kind of like nice benefit if you only get like the helm. I'm not sure what this is targeting, but that's what they went with. And physical damage taken reduced by 25%, changed to 4-piece bonus. That's pretty cool. So you don't have to run the entire set now to get the 25 PDR, which just opens up some other options. So they did that, and they also brought back something that used to be in the game. I didn't see it when it was in the game. I was told it was there in like season 1 to 3, so way before my time. But now Trang-Oul's full set grants a vampire form skill, so this is something you can choose to transform into. It's kind of like a shapeshift, and you may apply an additional curse in this form. Increase poison and magic damage, increase faster cast rate. Notice to help reach higher breakpoints, because the new breakpoints are going to be like so, and these are incredibly slow. Like if you compare this to like current Necro, this is like twice as much from what I remember playing recently. So pretty insane, type of breakpoints. I think it would be really hard to get like a speedy clear with this. I'm not sure what's the goal with this. Generally, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be doing. It is cool that they're kind of testing new stuff, and I think mainly this looks to me like it's going to be like a style point thing, which I'm a really big fan of. Just style point stuff for people to enjoy. So this is what I take from this. Somebody went into went into testing to figure out what this could be good for. Feel free to share. This is kind of like an interesting thing to bring, but it looks to me just mostly like a style thing, and I like it. Every style thing I like. So a new unique ring with similar rarity to BK ring, so very rare type of ring, and now we see why. 20 FCR base ring. Hit causes monsters to flee 12%. I don't know if this will be huge. 12 to 18 strength, which is pretty nice. Life drain, 20 life drain, not super important, and plus 4 to 6 life after each kill. Now my builds generally, I love fast builds that have a lot of life after each kill to survive, so I'm already like, getting tingly from seeing this kind of item. This looks straight up my alley. I think it's really awesome, and in many cases getting like 20 FCR could be worth a skill point on some builds. It could be like changing how you approach a certain build, so this could be really cool. Immediately I'm thinking like sorceress is like, this could be really cool on her, or on some like other builds like that. It could be really nice. But maybe people are thinking this is more for like a crybarb, or for like, I genuinely don't know what this is gonna be end up used for. But I think it's really cool. I'm really interested in seeing what people end up making with this. It might also enable some breakpoints on characters that before were struggling to reach a certain breakpoint with a certain build intact. So again, anything that enables like a new thing, like 30 FCR ring, for example, I think is like interesting to explore. The fact they give it life after each kill is really cool. Remember, strength is basically like getting like vitality indirectly, so up to 18 vitality, that's like 36 life for a lot of characters, more for others. So again, super nice ring in my opinion. Looks really classy. I'm really interested in exploring this one. Next one is a new rune word, and it has low, if, low, ist, so 2 low runes being used in here, and low is like a pretty hated rune for some reason. I personally really love low runes, but for some reason people usually hate it, so maybe this will be the game changer. I actually did not read what this do yet. So 25% chance to cast level 27 static field. Anything that has a static field is usually cool, but this is when struck, so I don't know how good this is. Because normally you don't want to be struck that often. Level 16 energy shield when equipped. Level 16 energy shield. Level 16 is pretty low. I wonder, I don't remember the percentages for energy shield. I don't like using energy shield, but this seems pretty low. Especially for 2 low runes, having like level 16. I wonder if this is supposed to be used in combination with something, but nothing that I can think about. Like a one-handed energy shield weapon, I don't think that is a thing. I know of a few two-handed ones. We have 10 to 15 all attributes, some enhanced defense, lightning damage, increased max mana by up to 35. That's a lot of max mana. 8 max lightning because of the 2 low runes. We got some poison resist being slapped on this, and we have damage taken gained as mana. That's from the if rune, and MF from the ist rune. This is a pretty confusing rune word, actually. I am not sure what is the goal with this. I do not see the vision. I could just be, I don't know, I could be missing something. If you have an idea what this is used for, yeah, I don't know. Give me like a comment saying I think this will be good. And this is reward for the most beautiful design item of the season, probably. I don't know, there might be more items, but this absolutely beautiful design. I'm loving this. So we got Skywarden, Vortex Shield, and look at this, like amount of defense is actually pretty crazy. We have 16% chance to cast level 35 Cyclone Armor on block. Again, this is on block, not even on struck. You have to block to do it. It does give you a lot of chance to block, so it's not going to be hard to reach those. But very nice defensive item, and has +2 to offensive aura, 1 to 2 to paladin skills. So kind of similar to Zaka shield that gives you combat skills and paladin skills. So a little bit interesting. It's another way for paladin to have +3 shield as well on the switch. So for people who run like +3 shields, that could be like a thing, but it doesn't give all skills. So I don't know if people would love it as much. But yeah, just like an interesting thing here. 30% chance increased blocking, has 20% chance of crushing blow, and some enhanced defense, dexterity, 15 to 25 dexterity, and I think we're missing some of the stats there. No, 75 cold res, which is a ton. It's just flat cold res, and 50 lightning res, so a ton of res on it as well. 125 total res. This shield should be able to get up to 3 sockets as well, so really a cool shield, cool idea. I'm not sure what this is used for. I'm assuming something like a smiter would use this. This is just like my initial assumption. I don't play too much paladin, so maybe I'm just uninformed, not sure what I'm missing here. But that's what I would assume this does. But it's a very nice defensive shield with the cyclone armor. Getting some extra absorb, you know, is always nice. And another new unique item for the assassin this time. Some like just characters I am not playing are getting a lot of love right now. So we got some solid damage and -5 to 8 enemy physical resistances. So wherever there are enemy physical resistance reduction, there is like you know, a lot of buzz, because these are usually very strong items. But this is where the actual buzz is. I saw some comments about this on the Discord. You may summon 1 additional shadow and 2 to all assassin skill levels, some FCR. We have damage to undead and just damage in general, and a bunch of Shadow Master and Shadow Warrior. So this is supposed to bring like into like the field a whole new like build, which is like summon Sin, similar to how we got like a summon Zon. I think this is really cool. As somebody who does not play assassin, I have not played assassin in 20 years. I'm kind of interested in this. This is actually, you know, this is kind of cool. I don't know, I'm like interested. I don't play summon builds normally, like the normal summon builds. I feel like summon builds that also incorporate you going in and attacking are kind of cool. So I'm interested in seeing more about this and people kind of like tackling this build, and I might even go into it myself if I have the time. So this seems really cool to me. I'm really interested. Let me know if you think this is a cool idea, or if there's no need for more summoners in this game. We have fire lizards, which are fire claws, and they got reworked. So I'll be honest, and I don't even know what has been reworked about them. I think they didn't have -fire resistance before. I think they had 2 to 3 fire skills, and I don't remember it having blaze on block. So here's that on block thing again. I do not remember the stat on this. I swear to God, I don't play Sin, so, and I don't really pick those up normally. Let me know if I'm right. -15 on fire res. I think that's the change. I think like -fire, the blaze, and the fire skills, I think. But I could be wrong. Okay, we have Ebon Bane reworked. Ebon Bane is a new bow that, from everybody that I heard, from all the zones that I asked, is terrible and did not work. So it's nice to see that they're changing it quickly. And just from quick glance, this like 5 passive and magic skills look the same. Faster run walk, attack speed, I don't know if they were the same. Fight a magic arrow, I remember. Dodge and evade, I remember. And I'm gonna have to assume you may apply an additional curse. This is the change here. I don't know if it had weakened before on striking, but this feels like what they changed. So this is like, you can double curse, maybe if you go like this in Atmas, or I'm trying to think what 2 curses do you want to apply. I'm actually not sure what's the goal of this, and what this is supposed to do. So for the Zon players who want to guide me as to what this does, feel free to do so. We got PvP contestants HP overlay for spectators. So yeah, now you can see HP here when you're spectating. This is pretty cool for the PvP enjoyers. So glad they put this in. And let's see. okay, here's the big change. I've seen comments about this on the Discord for sure. So throwing weapons can now obtain sockets. This is a huge change both for javelins and for, you know, throwing knives, you know, the barbs, all the throwers. This is pretty huge. So you can do rune words in them, and you can also socket, you know, uniques. So this is huge. This is a big change. It's going to be, I think, so far the biggest change from all the things we've seen. Okay, and that is the last one. Okay, and thanks to Kanzion for taking time to take notes during the stream. Thank you, Kanzion. I hope I said your name correctly. And they detail how many sockets each thing can have. We have like 2, 3, 2, 3. I think some of them had 1, like the throwing knives. I think it's really cool. This is also cool for early game, for barbs and zons, possibly. I don't know what's the normal strats for zons to level up, but barb can use throwing. So having sockets will definitely make you a little bit stronger. This will also make possibly changes for bossing. Like thrower is a viable bosser, especially in Declone. I think like for Rathma, it can be used for tier 2s even. I think I've seen Woogs do it at least. But I don't know if Woogs doing something makes it so everybody else can. So this is really cool. I think this is really cool at least. I don't think this will be like a huge, upsetting thing for balance, because I don't think thrower is like an insanely speedy clearer right now compared to, like, I think Whirlwind Barb is like the only speedy barb out of all, and even he can't compete with like the fastest map clearer. So I think this is a cool change to make like thrower a little bit more fun. I played a throw barb in season 9, so I'm kind of excited to see how this will affect him, both in mapping and bossing, and maybe even leveling. Seeing rune words on them is pretty cool, especially for early game. I think it's really cool. And for Zon, I think like Lightning Fury will enjoy the extra 2 facets she's gonna get on her spear. Possibly even something for a poison javelin for bossing. I know that Lightning Fury was technically nerfed because of the changes to large charms, so maybe that's kind of like balancing that out. I think these are like pretty good changes to kind of like balance things out from other changes in the past. If I'm missing something that's supposed to be super broken, let me know. But I think that's pretty much the big winners there, Java and Throwbarb. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with these changes so far. This is only the first dev stream. There are supposed to be, I think, 3 more to go. So I'll see you guys, I guess, after next Saturday. We'll see what, you know, the next one had in store for us. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the recap for the changes. Have a good whatever you're having, and I'll see you in the next stream or in the next video. Bye.